Fans celebrates mourn death of K-pop star Sulli. Fans celebrates mourn death of K-pop star Sulli. Fans and fellow performers on Tuesday mourned the death of a K-pop star who had long been the target of online bullying. Some calling for greater mental health support for those working in the country's notorious competitive show business industry. Some calling for great mental health support for those working in the country's notorious competitive show business industry. The body of Sulli, a former member of top girl group FX, was discovered Monday by her manager at her home on the outskirts of Seoul. The body of Sulli, a former member of top girl group FX, was discovered Monday by her manager at her home on the outskirts of Seoul. There has been no evidence of an outsider having broken in or any other crimes committed by another person. There has been no evidence of an outsider having broken in or any other crimes committed by another person. There has been no evidence of an outsider having broken in or any other crimes committed by another person, an official from Seoul Police Agency told the AFP. An official from Seoul Police Agency told AFP. Suicide is among the possible causes. Suicide is among the possible causes. Suicide is among the possible causes. Authorities said the 25-year-old had been suffered from severe depression. Authorities said the 25-year-old had been suffering from severe depression. South Korea has one of the world's highest rates of suicide rate according to recent government figures. South Korea has one of the world's highest rates of suicide rate according to a recent government figure. It's among the top causes of death for those under 40. Is among the top causes of death for those under 40. For those under 40 is among the top causes of death for those under 40. I wish I could hope for Sulli to be the last idol to die from suicide and mental illness, tweeted one fan. I wish I could hope for Sulli to be the last idol to die from suicide and mental illness, tweeted one said. But knowing how cruel society is, I can't help but be afraid about who's going to be the next one. But knowing how cruel society is, I can't help but be afraid about who's going to be the next one. But knowing how cruel society is, I can't help but be afraid about who's going to be the next one. Beneath the glitz and glamour, the K-pop industry is known for its cutthroat competitiveness. Beneath the glitz and glamour, the K-pop industry is known for its cutthroat competitiveness. A lack of privacy, online bullying, and relentless public pressure to maintain a wholesome image at all times and at any cost. A lack of privacy, online bullying, and relentless public pressure to maintain a wholesome image at all times and at any cost. K-pop stars like Sulli are picked up by agencies at a young age. K-pop stars like Sulli are picked up by agencies at a young age. Usually in their early or mid-teens, and their lives then take over by grueling singing and dancing training. Usually in their early or mid-teens, and their lives then take over by grueling singing and dancing training. Usually in their early or mid-teens, and their lives then take over by grueling singing and dancing training. Taboos about mental illness dissuade many South Koreans from seeking help. Taboos about mental illness dissuade many South Koreans from seeking help. Taboos about mental illness dissuade many South Koreans from seeking help. The word notoriously in the first paragraph can be best replaced extremely, fiercely, infamously. Support for those working in the country's notorious competitive. Which is not the characteristic of K-pop industry according to the article. Cruel competition, much public pressure, highest rate of suicide. What statement is true? Police mean that besides suicide, Sulli may die from other causes. South Korea has the world's highest rate of suicide. Little South Korean avoiding seeking help when they suffered mental infamously. Great. Taboos about mental illness dissuade many South Koreans from seeking help. Taboo, 禁忌违背忌讳 taboo against, taboo about, taboo on something, taboo doing something. An incest taboo, an incest taboo 乱伦禁忌an incest taboo, break violate a taboo, break violate a taboo. There are taboos against appearing naked in public places. Taboo, sex is a taboo subject. Prohibition, forbidden, prohibit, dissuade from, 劝阻多某事 persuade, dissuade somebody from something, from doing something, 劝阻某人不要做某事 I try to dissuade him from giving up his job. Persuade, 说服 dissuade, 劝阻 dissuade from. Taboos about mental illness dissuade many South Koreans from seeking help. K-pop star like Sully are picked up by agency at a young age, usually in their early or mid-teens, and their lives are then taken over by grueling singing and dancing training. Grueling 使人精疲力竭的折磨的 exhausting. Grueling exhausting, a grueling journey schedule, a grueling schedule, exhausting. K-pop stars like Sully are picked up by agency at a young age, usually in their early or mid-teens, and their lives are then taken over by grueling singing and dancing training. Beneath the glaze and glamour, the K-pop industry is known for its cutthroat competitiveness, a lack of privacy, online bullying, and relentless public pressure to maintain a wholesome image at all times at any cost. Glaze, 浮华、华丽、耀眼 show business glaze, 娱乐圈的浮华 show business glaze. The glaze and glamour of the music scenes, 表面光鲜亮丽的乐坛 glamour, the glaze and glamour of the music scenes, glamour. Hopeful young actors and actresses dazzled by the glamour of Hollywood. Hopeful young actors and actresses dazzled by the glamour of Hollywood. Hopeful young actors and actresses dazzled by the glamour of Hollywood. Hopeful young actors and actresses dazzled by the glamour of Hollywood. Hopeful young actors and actresses dazzled by the glamour 吸引力、魅力、诱惑力 glamour girl boy 花瓶型的女艺人、男艺人 glamour 吸引力、诱惑力。昨天。Glamour girl boy, hopeful young actors and actresses dazzled by the glamour of Hollywood. Charm, 近义词 charm. Cutthroat, 通常用于名词前，竞争激烈的、竞争残酷、竞争的、竞争激烈的。The cutthroat world of politics, ruthless, 竞争残酷的 ruthless, 无情的 ruthless, relentless 不间断的 relentless 和 relentless pursuit of perfection 他对完美的不懈追求和 relentless pursuit of perfection 和 relentless pursuit of perfection. A family facing relentless financial problems. 经济问题层出不穷的一个家庭。A family facing relentless financial problem. Unstoppable. Relentless, unstoppable. Wholesome, 良好的有良好的道德影响的 The good wholesome fun 健康有益的娱乐 Beneath the glitz and glamour 吸引力浮华 The K-pop industry is known for its cutthroat competitiveness, a lack of privacy, online bullying, and relentless public pressure to maintain a wholesome image at all time at any cost. 句子的主干是 The K-pop industry is known for something， 包括了4个并列成分。To maintain a wholesome image at all times and at any cost 是一个动词，不定式做后置定语，修饰 pressure beneath and glamour 的介宾短语做状语。Cutthroat, relentless. But knowing how cruel society is, I can't help but be afraid about who's going to be the next one. Can't help but 忍不住 can't help but 忍不住无法不可能避免 Somebody can't help but do something or somebody can't help doing something. She couldn't help but wonder what he was thinking. I can't help thinking he knows more than he has told us. I can't help thinking he knows more than he has told us. I can't help thinking he knows more than he has told us. I can't help thinking he knows more than he has told us. I can't help thinking he knows more than I can't help thinking he knows more than he had told us. But knowing how cruel society is, I can help but be afraid about who's going to be the next one. I wish I could hope for Sully to be the last idol to die from suicide and mental illness, tweeted one fan. Idol 偶像 idol a pop teen idol die from 死于 die from cancer. Tweet it's easy to tweet all the time. She tweeted a picture of something smiling at the camera. She tweeted a picture of them smiling at the camera. He tweeted that he would be waiting to take a lie detector test. He tweeted that he would be waiting to take a lie detector test. 推文推帖子 He started posting tweets via his mobile phone to let his parents know he was safe. I wish I could hope for Sully to be the last idol to die from suicide and mental illness, tweeted one fan. Authorities said the 25-year-old had been suffering from severe depression. South Korea has one of the world's highest rates of suicide, which, according to the recent government figure, is among the top causes of death for those under 40. Suicide is among the possible causes. There has been no evidence of an outsider having broken in or other crimes committed by another person, an official from Sama Surgery Police Agency told AFP. The body of Sully, a former member of Top Girl group FX, was discovered Monday by her manager at her home on the outskirts of Seoul. Outskirts 市郊郊区 on the outskirts suburb 郊区 outskirts. Fans and fellow members on Tuesday mourned the death of a K-pop star who had long been the target of online bullying, some calling for great mental health support for those working in the country's notoriously competitive show business industry. Fellow 同类的、同事的、同伴的、同情况的 fellow members 同一组织的成员 bullying 恃强凌弱 bullying is a problem in many schools. Bullies are often called worse. Bullying. My son is being bullied at school. I won't be buried into saying anything. 但是我们现在是好同学，他霸凌我，操！不霸凌我。My son is being bullied at school. I won't be bullied into saying anything. I won't be bullied into saying anything. Bully 欺侮、恐吓、游之以大欺小、恃强凌弱、胁迫。My son is being bullied at school. Call for 呼吁、公开要求 call for somebody something. Human rights groups are calling for the release of political prisoners. Human rights groups are calling for the release of political prisoners. Human rights groups are calling for the release of political prisoners. Demand, request, notoriously 众所周知的 notoriously Maintain weather is notoriously difficult to predict. Mountain weather is notoriously difficult to predict. Notorious 臭名昭著的、声名狼藉的 notorious, a notorious criminal, 恶名昭昭的罪犯 a notorious criminal, a judge notorious for his cruelty and corruption. A judge notorious for his cruelty and corruption. Infamously 声名狼藉的 infamously 臭名 infamously notoriously. Fans and fellow performers on Tuesday mourned the death of K-pop star who had long been the target of online bullying, some calling for greater mental health support for those working in the country's notoriously competitive show business industry. 句子的主干是 fans and fellow performers mourned the death of a K-pop star on Tuesday 是时间状语。 who 引导了定语从句 some 充当逻辑主语。发出 call for 这个动作 greater mental health support 是 call 的宾语 for 表示具体支持的对象 those working business industry 是动词后面做后置定语修饰 those for those working in the country's notorious competitive show business industry. Fans celebrated the mourn death of K-pop star Sulli. Mourn 哀悼悼念为什么什么哀痛 mourn for somebody something mourn somebody's death mourn somebody's loss mourn somebody's passing defunct. She still mourns the death of her husband. She still mourns the death of her husband. Today we mourn for all those who died in World II. Today we mourn for all those who died in the World War II. Grave for K-pop 韩国流行音乐 grave for grave fellow Berlin call for notoriously notorious infamous skirt suburb idle die from treat can't help but glaze glamour cutthroat relentless unstoppable wholesome 良好道德影响的 wholesome exhausting grueling taboo dissuade from Fans and fellow performers on Tuesday mourned the death of a K-pop star who had long been the target of online being can't help but be. But knowing how cruel society is, I can't help but be afraid about who is going to be the next one. But knowing how cruel society is, I can't help but be afraid about who's going to be the next one. Taboos about mental illnesses dissuade many South Koreans from seeking help. Mourned the but knowing about mental dissuade many headlong Fans and fellow performers on Tuesday mourned the death of K-pop star who had long been the target of online bullying. But knowing how cruel society is, I can't help but be afraid about who's going to be the next one. Taboos about mental illness dissuade many South Koreans from seeking help.